at Sycamore again for 4th of July weekend.
Sorry about the music if you can hear it.
There's music at all the camps around us. So, anyway, we decided to do our Q&A, finally.
Because apparently there has been questions.
Yeah. So, we decided, hey, today being July 3rd, we'd actually get around to doing it. So, today is July 3rd. Oh, do you have a phone call to make?
I do have a phone call to make.
So after this, you can go.
I get to make a phone call.
Call your dad. All right. So we have some questions here, so we're going to read them off and answer them for you. And again, if you have questions, we can do this again at some other time. Just email them to us or Facebook fan page. Comments on a video, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for me, it hasn't really changed much except for the type of videos.
Yeah,
For the people loading and uploading and doing all that, I don't do that.
Yeah. So the platform is a lot different now than it used to be back when we were on, as far as I'm concerned. I was telling him earlier, back then it was a lot of how-to videos and a lot of vlogs. Yeah, but now you've got this kind of almost TV show-esque quality. So, and, you know, there's people making money at it now. There's tons more advertising now.
Yeah, the first time we did it, the only people making money were, like, doing AdSense.
Yeah.
Right now, my favorite, right now would probably be Dela. Just because
De La Vega?
De La Vega. De La Vega in Santa Cruz, because it's down by the coast, it's a nice, it doesn't get too hot down there, and it's the original, one of the original courses that was put in like in late 70s, early 80s, and it's got some really gnarly stuff and some really easy stuff. I think it's got a best of them all around, in my opinion. And it's got such a good atmosphere there. That's why it's one of my favorites.
I'd have to say that one of my favorites, it's kind of a toss-up between Penn Valley
Penn is good.
and Watsonville.
What?
I kind of like the big, wide-open fields on the backside.
Okay.
But I also like the fact that that particular course kind of tricks you into thinking it's all going to be technical in the woods.
And then you get into the back end and it's wide open,
all
giant,
wide open fields. And so
1,000-foot. Oh, what is this? It's a par when we ever get there.
Yeah. And I like Penn because there's just something very kept. And
they keep it up well.
Yeah, they very well kept and organized. The layout is great. Yeah, I just like it. There's a little bit of everything there. Okay, so your least favorite course and why?
Well, that's hard because all have their own good merits. But my least favorite. Oh, that's a hard one. I can only come up with like 2 or 3 courses that I probably would never play again, but I played it. I'm not doing that one again. Probably like Black Mouse, but I love that course, but I just physically can't do it.
Black Mouse is physically demanding.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons why I dislike it, is because I can't physically do it anymore.
It's like a switchback up a hill.
Yeah, it's playing in the coastal redwoods just above Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful course, but
yeah, you don't play that like once, twice in your life unless you're not disabled.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever played a course I really dislike. I mean, we always did research. One time I walked away from a pay-to-play.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't.
I got one.
Okay.
Lions.
Oh. Lions.
I hate lions.
Lions, I'll admit, I highly dislike lions. But I will play it if it comes down to it, if someone wants to play it. I just will, no, I'm not throwing two. I'm going to go find that one.
Yeah, I hate that one. No, I think I played it once or twice, and that was it for me.
Yeah, we've kind of written that one off. Okay, that's why I don't remember, because I'm like, no, click bad.
Because that one doesn't exist to us anymore.
No. Lions, okay, let's just put it this way. I took Dee there the first time I tried to introduce her to playing disc golf. I screwed up. It took me another 2 years to get her back out on the course.
That's how much I hated that course.
So, Lions bad. If there's ever a demand, but, well, put something up on like Teespring and they'll make it for, on demand.
Yeah. At some point, maybe.
We could come up with our own merch, but I don't think I'm going to buy a whole bunch of it and sell it.
No.
Like, it might maybe make a design, a custom design and have it up there. Yeah, they'll make it for you, upon order.
Yeah. So maybe at some point.
When you first start playing, I'd say start with 3, maybe 4. And that would be a driver, a mid-range, and a putter. But then I'd also get myself a distance driver instead.
So a fairway, a distance, a mid, and a putter.
And I think you could master darn near every course. As long as you get to know your discs, and then you can know, okay, you have to read the numbers, read what they're made to do. And 3 to 4 discs is, I think, about the perfect amount to start with.
Well, actually, I would say, yeah, I think I agree with you there. I think starting out, like 3 or 4 discs that you can really get to know, and then change them out or add to them depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, what situations you get into. This disc just isn't cutting the way I want it to, so you go get one with a little bit higher number in that.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. That's how I grew. It's like I didn't dislike that disc, it just wasn't doing what I wanted in that situation. So I went out and got another disc. It had a little bit higher number in that.
Yeah, you're going to end up with tons of them eventually.
It would probably have to be with Jake when I hit him in the back of the head.
Sorry, Jake.
I was very embarrassed, but it was hysterical when it happened.
How did you manage to hit him in the back of the head?
He got his disc stuck in a tree, and I threw a disc, and then he started walking up towards the tree. And then I was going to throw another, so I decided to throw another disc. I said, I'm going to throw another one. He's like, okay. And I hucked it, and I yelled, heads! And it went straight into the back of his head. And he dropped to his knees, and I ran up and went, are you okay, dude? And we sat there and laughed. He's like, well, maybe that was a reset button. And now if you ever hear him say, no, it's not a reset button.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what he means.
Okay. So I've had 2 embarrassing disc golf moments that I will probably never live down. The first one, I was in tournament, and I was the only female on a card.
That was harsh.
That was harsh. It's not supposed to be that way. But the way these people organized this particular tournament, they had me on a card with I'm not going to name drop, but there was a couple of pros. There was some seasoned guys, and there was like a kind of a new guy, but I was the only girl.
And the first tourney you ever played.
And the very first tourney I'd ever played in. And the very first hole, I step up to the tee pad, I wing my disc out there, and 30 feet in front of the tee pad is a tree. And I whacked that tree so hard with that disc that it shot back at me and landed like 2 feet from the concrete. and then everybody laughed at me. So that set the tone for the entire rest of
that 18.
for that 18. Because the next round I was on a card with all females, and that was different. And then the second most embarrassing, it was an all-girls tournament.
I was caddy.
And he was my caddy. And it was me, a pro, and someone who played Ultimate and made the move to disc golf. We were playing, and we threw off the tee and nearly black aced into the basket. It was like we grip locked and went just way off into the last hole and almost got it in the basket on that one. And not just me, but the other one too. And everybody was laughing.
Like, ladies, the basket's that way.
Yeah, so the people behind us were like, ladies, the basket's over there. Yeah, so that was really embarrassing on that one.
I started on this one. I asked, and I got to about 10.
Yeah. So he has a long list of countries he's been to.
Okay, well, we can start off. Went down to the Caribbean as a kid. Went to England as a kid. Went to Mexico as a kid. I think we might have gone up to I know Danny went up to Canada as a kid, but I don't know if I did. I've been there as an adult. Oh, damn, it's another one.
See what has happened?
Okay, so there's Canada. We can go there. There's
Canada, Mexico.
So there's 4 countries, right? And then we can go Guam. Because I can't count Hawaii because that's part of the U.S.
You went to England.
Well, that's
Oh.
I've got 5. We're counting here.
Okay.
We're gonna start putting like a cartoon hand and. So we got Guam. Then we go Hong Kong, which is part of China, but it's kind of its own thing. So Hong Kong. Then you go from there to Japan. Tasmania, Australia, UAE, Dubai was its own country. Yeah, the list just keeps growing.
Yeah.
That's right there is pretty much.
Yeah. So for me, that would be Mexico. Yeah. That's it for me.
Mio, come here, girl.
We have some travel to do.
I've seen a few things.
You've seen a few. All right.
When I got out of the Navy, a good friend of mine showed me the sport, and I was addicted ever since.
I got into it because he took me out to play, and I hated it because he took me to the wrong course.
Yes, I did.
Lions.
Yeah.
And then later, he took me to Penn, was it?
I think the next time you went and played was at Pioneer.
Pioneer?
Because the front 9, you loved the front 9, you hated the back 9.
Maybe. I don't remember. I only ever remember playing Pioneer twice. And I was there one other time where I wasn't playing at all. I was just watching the kids play at the park.
Yeah. I think that's the next place I took you to after Lions. I think it was.
It took a couple years for me to really get into it, and then once I did, I think I bought my discs and my bag without telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought them on my own, and I didn't tell them.
You did.
Yeah. But hey, I was in it to win it.
I took. Well, maybe it was. Maybe I did. Here's Tony's discs. Let's take you up here to. And I think it was just up here at Penn.
Maybe.
Distance comes with time. Find a disc that works for you, that you can control, that is reliable for you. That is the most important thing is the reliability of the disc. It'll go where you want it to. Distance will come after that.
There you go. I'd say technically there isn't a right way or a wrong way to throw a disc, but there is a safe way and an unsafe way.
Yes, there is.
To throw a disc, because you can hurt yourself
if you throw it wrong.
Yes. You know, you can throw out your shoulder.
We have a friend who did that.
Yeah. You just got to be careful. But, you know, you could get lectured on grip and form.
Well, like they say, this is, for when I throw a disc, this is bad, the way I throw a disc. But this is the way you should. Or...
yeah, whatever works for you and whatever disabilities you're trying to work around. For instance. I would say...
I have no answer for this.
Generally, because I do all the edit, generally what you see on our page is roughly 2 to 3 weeks from when it was originally filmed.
Yes.
Generally. I try to keep it to 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes it's a little more.
Sometimes we've had a month, almost a month and a half.
Yeah, before you
have things filmed, and then they don't always get filmed every week.
Yeah, and sometimes we run into issues, which is kind of one of the reasons I put a gap like that between filming and putting it out. Is one, we want to be safe. We don't want to tell people exactly where we are and how we can be found. Two, if there's issues with filming, like with the bubble run, where all of our footage is destroyed, you know, we still have video we can put out so you guys don't see
that that she lost 128 gigs of footage, just gone.
Poof, poof. So there's a gap for a reason. You guys don't see the gap. We do. I mean, there's never a week where you're not getting a video. But
it may not be exactly what we thought we were going to be putting out.
Yeah. So that's why there's a 2 to 3 week window there. And it does take me a week to edit a full video, working on it every day and getting it kind of ready to go, so it'll be ready by Thursday.
To drop on Friday.
And then I don't edit videos Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, mostly that's when we're out doing something, so that's film worthy.
Yeah, that's film days. And so I edit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I like to have it ready by Thursday night. So, okay.
But you're editing, like, film from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, editing film from 3 weeks ago. And sometimes some trips are multiple videos in that one trip. So, like his North Carolina trip, it was like, what, 3-4 videos from one trip. So that took a while. It took almost a month, I think, to get all that out.
Usually you just turn it on and just go.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we do. Maybe that's why I spend so much time in edit.
Because it's okay, all this can go.
Yeah.
Nothing happened here.
So what we do is we have 2 GoPros and about 9 batteries and 4 or 6 cards. And
turn it on and go.
We turn on the cameras and we just let them go all day on the weekends when we're doing something, disc golf, camping, whatever. And we just keep swapping out the batteries and keep them charged. And then when everything's said and done, we go through and we pull
the bits that are funny.
The funny bits. Or
okay, there's hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, of course. But
yeah.
You don't see a lot of the in-betweens.
Yeah. So as far as what to film in a given day, we just film what we're doing, and then we just go back later and we cut it all up and create a nice little video for you guys.
Well, that one that just came out, that was built by a non-disc golfer but understood disc golf.
Oh, I think it's
Glen or something.
I'll put the name on the bottom of the screen right here. The name of it's right here.
Like Eagle Glen or something like that.
Yeah, that's a dream course right there.
I want to play that one. That one I want to.
Yeah. And whatever one that is on the East Coast we were told about that's a tunnel.
Oh, the cave.
The cave one.
That I don't know where our buddy told us about that
Yeah.
one. So that you have to go in there with glow in the dark discs. Yes.
Yes. Several. Are they the ones we originally wanted to meet?
No.
No.
We met the professionals.
But we met them, several of them. And for the most part, we're not going to drop any names, but for the most part, they're good people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like we thought they would be. Yeah. So we met a few. We played, well, you played. Oh no, I played too. We played with a few.
Why not this year?
There was supposed to be more cruises planned for this year, but life kind of got in the way. So we were supposed to do a Catalina, an all-girl Catalina trip. That got postponed. And then I think we were looking at possibly doing another one at the end of the year, another girl trip, but that one got canceled. So at this time, there are no more cruises for 2022 on our calendar. 2023 maybe, because everything's kind of hot and cold right now in the cruise industry, so we're kind of waiting it out, seeing what happens. I mean, we'll jump back into it when we feel it's okay.
Favorite memory? Oh, there was a lot. Good memories.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories. We'll do a separate video at a later point where we recap everything that happened on the cruise and the stuff you guys didn't get to see in the videos.
Favorite memory? Probably the basics. On the...
Oh! Okay, how do we word this in a way that doesn't come off as offensive? So there was a group of college-age young ladies and their college-age young men
They're
who decided that they were going to try to drink all the alcohol on the entire ship in a single sitting.
and they couldn't handle the way it tasted, so they just...
It was interesting to watch the shenanigans that unfolded, and the older crowd hanging around who are well old enough to handle their liquor and know when to stop, observing this chaos train wreck. So that was funny. You guys didn't get to see any of that because I don't want to get in trouble for putting somebody's shenanigans all over.
There were some shenanigans.
There were shenanigans, a lot of shenanigans. I believe one of them got arrested.
Yeah, and banned from Carnival, I'm pretty sure.
For flashing everybody.
She got locked in her room.
Yeah, it was. But you all didn't see that. So at a later time, we will do a video recap and we'll talk all about the stuff you guys didn't see from our Mexican Riviera cruise. So until then, just take that little tidbit of information with you that we spent a considerable amount of time sitting at the bar
Laughing at these
watching this train wreck happen out to
in
sea.
slow motion.
In slow motion. Oh, God. Okay.
Watching train wrecks.
Nope.
Watching different people screw themselves up.
He likes to watch the train wrecks that happen to other people while traveling. That's why he likes to travel.
New places. I like to see new things. Watch people just destroy themselves. Oh, I can do it, and run out into the water and break a hip.
I like to travel. I think my favorite reason to travel is the freedom
Oh, yes.
of, every day you could be somewhere new, or once a week wake up somewhere new. It just depends on what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go, what you're willing to see. I like that. I like that freedom.
I've heard some bad advice. But that's one of those ones that I can't really think of one. because it's all, well, I've heard it said that, the more, I've heard people who don't know how to play or anything like that say the more you spend on a disc, the better the disc. That is not the truth at all. You could have a DX plastic disc that just flies for you, and it's comfortable, but that's a $9 disc, and you can go out and buy the same disc in different plastics. That's $25.
Yeah.
But it's all a preference thing on that. So I mean, I've never heard of really any bad, except maybe try the Tomahawk, because that'll hurt your shoulder.
So I think as far as like advice, I can't really say it's advice per se, but I feel like there's a lot of misrepresentation when it comes to women learning the sport and being out there. Like, women shouldn't be playing with the men, that they don't have what it takes to play the game.
Well, the pros can. The pro women. You ever watch a pro woman throw? Oh, God, she can out throw a man, because this game is about form. It's not about power.
Yes. I have watched some women kick some major butt. So if you think that women shouldn't be playing because it's not a woman's game,
no,
maybe you should try to play a woman. But I don't think I've heard any bad advice per se.
Yeah, the most I've heard is the sexist women should be playing.
And that's rude.
Yeah. I do agree that having, men and women's leagues are better because of that sexist problem.
Yeah, I've run into it. It's not fun.
And I agree that's why it should be separated. That's the only reason. Because some men are stupid. I would have no. I play with women. Well, I play with women every time I go out. So, yeah, no, I have no issues playing with women. I don't know why other men would either. But they're probably more like, oh, you can't throw as far as I can.
That's probably part of it. And their fragile masculinity. Depends.
There's a lot of things that it depends on. It would have to be like fried in like the best oil with the best breaded. If you wanted me to eat a cricket.
Just a cricket?
Yeah.
I'd do it, except I'm not going to be eating any tarantulas, and I'm not going to be eating any scorpions.
No.
I'll eat everything else. I've already eaten.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of things.
Grasshoppers, grubs.
Yes, I have too. Doesn't mean I want to.
If it was part of the culture, yes, by all means, immerse
I would
me
try.
completely.
I would definitely try it if it's part of the culture. Oh, here, let me get you this fried basket of.
Yeah, or like brain tacos.
I'd try it, but I'm gonna go for cook it real well, man. I don't want any memories.
Gross. Gross.
I would love to go to Paris, France, because I've never been there. I've been to parts of England. I'd love to go back to London. I would love to go to Rome. Where else? I would love to go back to the Caribbean. I'd love to go back down there. I remember being there as a kid, and it was beautiful then, and I know it's not as beautiful because of man and all that, but it's still, I want to go back.
I'd say on my travel bucket list, I'd have to say Scotland.
Scotland and Ireland would be nice to go to.
Tibet.
Tibet? Okay.
Yeah, and the Caribbean. Let's say those are, we scratched Mexico off my list. Well, one part.
Well, we
need to go on the other side.
Yeah.
So.
Why?
I don't know. It's a weird question.
Traveling.
Traveling.
See everything. Twice.
See everything twice. I would probably just backpack the entire world.
I'm gonna go here.
Yeah. Just because you can't, if you're immortal, you can't really get attached to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you just live a lonely existence.
Of travel.
So yeah, I'd probably stick anything I cared about in a backpack and just
Go. Oh, it wore out. I get another one.
or maybe live on the seafloor. I mean, if you're immortal, you're not dying, right? So
Yeah,
you're not
well,
drowning.
Yeah, well, hopefully you don't, drown constantly and then wake up and then drown and then wake up.
That would suck. That would suck. I go live in the Caribbean waters. That way I'm nice and warm.
And then
I can
while
swim
you're drowning.
for miles and eat all the lobsters the size of my head. I'll be a mermaid. Okay.
Well, pretty much anything by Terry Goodkind.
Okay.
I've read pretty much everything he's written, and he's my favorite author that if he puts it out, I read it. I have pretty much every one of his books.
Yeah. So, seeing as we have 22 followers, chances that you actually know me in person, pretty high. So you know that I read The Time Traveler's Wife several times a year. So, yeah, there's
that one.
There's that one. What else do I read? Joy Luck Club. Read that a couple times a year. I always have a book in my face, though. So, like, I got one in my face right now. Well, it's not sitting out here at the moment, but yeah. So, Time Traveler's Wife, I would say.
Travel, yes. Camping, yes. Not in the way I expected to do it.
I would say for me, yes and no. I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to travel.
Come here, Mew. It's okay, pretty girls.
Come on, honey. So I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to travel, both of which are things that we're doing. But I'm not digging up dinosaur bones.
No, you wanted to do that.
I was gonna dig up the past, but I'm not digging up the past. Yes and no.
I thought I would be a mechanic. So, yeah. Not so much. If anyone ever wants to do something like that, this channel would have to grow a lot bigger than 20-something subs.
Yeah, so we talked briefly about it in the past where we wouldn't mind having one, but
that's double
right
the work.
now it's not something we're considering because our channel isn't very big.
Mm-hmm.
And, we would probably have to have several hundred followers before we go, okay, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we'd have to get better equipment. We talked about getting a drone to get aerial shots at disc golf courses.
And then that comes with a whole other drone licensing.
Yeah.
And permissions. And
yeah. So if our channel started growing and we started getting subs and it started doing really well, then we probably consider doing it.
Putting some more money into it, but right now, 2 GoPros is.
Yeah. Maybe at a later date, with the merch. Just at a later date, it's something on the back burner right now because we're just trying to put out content and show you guys what we do, what we love, and we have family and friends that like to kind of follow us. So that's what's important right now.
Yeah. People throwing on you while you're in just like standing on the tee while you're finishing up. It just feels like they're rushing you.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest pet peeve is people rushing you while you're trying to play through the hole.
I'd say people rushing you through the hole or being very disrespectful about it. Or people trashing the place. Like, there's a trash can right there. You know, don't throw your trash on the ground. You know, don't be screaming, you know, and hooting and hollering when someone's trying to throw. Because they'll get up on the tee pad right behind it. And you'll be getting ready to throw your mid shot, and they're up there doing God knows what on the tee pad. You know? And I've had people throw on me.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Not fun at all.
Well, I thought you were out of the way. I thought you were done.
Yeah, it's because they're not paying attention. So yeah, that I would say that's a big pet peeve right there. Oh, and men who baby or mansplain female disc golfers. Like, you'll see the guys out there that bring their girlfriend or their wife, and they just talk down to them, or baby talk them, or just generally treat them like crap.
I saw, well, a tourist being a Navy guy get so drunk and roll down a hill because he tripped and then rolled down the entire hill and landed at the bottom, just all bruised up and cut up and just.
Was that you?
No, it was not me. I've done some dumb things, but never have I fallen. It was a cobblestone road.
Oh.
You know, by the time he got to the bottom, he was all f***ed up. Neil, where you going?
Can't say I've ever, like, I'm trying to remember, and I don't necessarily think I can come up with something because I've only ever been to Mexico.
Once during the election.
Yeah, we went once years ago, early 2000s. He took me to Mexico for the first time, and we're supposed to go down there and have a few beers and come back, but it turned out it was the election, so they weren't serving alcohol. And
yeah, it kind of sucked.
we just like turned around and went back.
Dogs.
Cats.
Dogs. There's 4. There's 0 cats. I can say this right now is probably the build quality. Everything is just kind of chintzy.
I'd say my least favorite thing about staying in a camper is the complete and utter lack of privacy when it comes to adult time. That's getting creative. I get creative. And I don't like having to get creative. Well, not like that. I mean, yeah.
The other people.
He really doesn't like other people.
Really. I like to watch them screw up. Yeah, but I hate to deal with them. I know that's a catch-22 in itself.
So my least favorite thing about taking a cruise is crowded pools.
The people.
Crowded pools. And the little safety drill. But now they're doing it on the TV. I hope they keep that. Because I sure would hate for the industry to turn around and go, okay, we're going to go back to the old way where everyone's just standing there shoulder to shoulder for an hour. No, that's not appealing.
Gas money.
Gas money. We're not going very far right now because
The amount of gas I can get for the money I have isn't very much.
so it's July 3rd right now. What are you paying for a gallon of gas in California?
$6.25, $6.30. I got it the other day for $6.05.
Ooh.
Ah.
Last week or the week before, I saw diesel for $7.50. So, yeah. So we're kind of stuck right now because gas prices and just general living expenses right now. I paid almost $5 for a gallon of milk.
That's actually not bad.
Right, but
people used to say, "Oh, what do you think about if your car ran on milk?" Right now, I love it because it's cheaper by the gallon.
Cheaper by the gallon than gas. But I'm used to spending like $2 something for a gallon of milk.
Mm-hmm.
$2.75 for 2% milk. But now I'm spending almost, pretty darn close to $5 a gallon for milk. And $3.50 to $4 for a loaf of bread. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, we're not going very far. So this really cool travel channel that we have, we're going out, we're like taking cruises and we're traveling, we're playing disc golf. Yes. Just not right now, because the economy sucks. We're not going very far. Right.
No, you'll see a couple hour drive if we take the van.
Yeah, we'll stick around though, because when things get better, we're on the road. We do have big plans to go on the road full time for at least 1 year.
Minimum.
We'll be taking 2 of our children with us.
Because we want to start up at the top of Washington, at the Canadian-Washington border.
Yes.
What people say you should do is start up in Alaska, up at the tip of Alaska, and work your way all the way down to the tip of Baja.
Yes.
But I digress. We'll probably start in Washington and then try to work our way down to the tip of Baja.
Yes, that's one of our dream trips.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take about 3 months, I think.
That'll take more than 3 months, I think. Well, you can only get a 30-day tourist visa, I think.
Yeah, for Mexico. So it'd take 2 months to get from Washington. Depends on how much you're playing disc golf along the way.
Yeah,
I guess.
And how many? If we stay in one spot for a week and then move on, or are we staying for 2 weeks and moving on?
Well, we know once we get to Mexico, we're gonna spend a really long time bouncing around down there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bounce around that mountain.
Yeah, so try to stay down there for a really long time.
I would love to go back to Hawaii with Dee. I'd love to take either Australia, Tasmania. I'd go back to those places. Guam.
I would go back to Puerto Vallarta, Las Caletas. Puerto Vallarta, for an entire day.
You don't want to spend the night there.
I would love to spend the night there. I could spend a whole weekend there. I love that place. And the Mexican Rolling Stones. If you know, you know. If you don't,
You're just not going to know.
you're just not going to know. So I love that. And so, yeah, I would definitely go back in a heartbeat if I had the ability to. And I probably will.
How about I say one thing I want to see less of is water hazards?
Okay, so you want to see less water hazards.
Yes.
Okay. Right along that same line, I'd like to see less water hazards that assume you have a 300-foot throw.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be on the tee pad looking at 75 feet of land and then water, and they expect me to throw. No. What I'm doing is I'm throwing this way around it, or I'm just going to go, and I'm going to put my disc back in my bag, I'm going to walk around and I'm just going to take stroke.
Something I want to see more of.
Yes, what do you want to see more of on the course?
Very well-marked OBs. Because sometimes you're on a course and where in the world is the OB here?
Yeah. I'd like to see, in general, more well-maintained courses. But I'd like to see more bathrooms. Because I honestly believe a lot of these courses are designed with men in mind. And, I mean, we'll squat in bushes, we don't care. Right, ladies? But I mean, still, let's just try to remember women and children. Children play too. And if you've got one bathroom on a 27-hole course clear over at the other end, guess what? People are peeing on your trees and bushes.
Yes. Yes, they are.
So I'd like to see more bathrooms. I'd like to see more women and children play. I really would. Some kids out there
Have an arm.
horrific. They're so good. So I think we finally got through all of the questions. Thank you for that. We do appreciate it. I'm glad we could get you some content today. So if you have any more, message them to us, drop them on our fan page. You can drop on a comment on this video or any other video, and we will answer your question, or you can tell us if you want it in the next Q&A or not. So
Yeah, I think what that took like 3 months to make.
yeah, the questions came in slow, guys. That's why it took this long. We've been saying for months, oh, we're going to film a Q&A, we're going to do a Q&A. The questions were very slow coming in, so. But hey, thank you for asking. So now we're telling you. So if you have any more, let us know. And I think we're going back to the party. So thank you for watching.